Let me go around the horn. Let me hear you, Ty.
Right here. Let's go.
I mean, give me something. Give me some levels here.
Oh, gotcha. You want my acapella?
Okay, Rick, let me hear you.
One dark night in the middle of the day, traded boys got up to fight.
Okay.
Wow, that was intense.
Haven't you ever heard that? I know you're young, but haven't you ever heard that?
Oh, no.
It goes, one dark night in the middle of the day, three dead boys got up to fight back to back and facing each other. They drew their swords and shot each other. The death policeman heard the noise and came and rescued the three dead boys. If you don't believe this lie is true, ask the blind man. He saw it too.
That's elaborate. I like it.
You have to be old in order to have heard that, I guess.
Well, I'm kind of old and I hadn't heard that one before. I like it though.
A record player, or where did you first hear that?
I like an old fable. Sounds like there was an old lady who lived in a shoe, had so many children she didn't know what to do.
Yeah, she lives in Baltimore.
She lives in Baltimore. The old lady in a shoe. Have y'all got your jack wagons ready? Got some jack wagons? Got some Leadhead Brigade heroes? Rick's like, what the hell? Yeah, you don't know what that is. Ty doesn't. Chad does. Chad's been in enough times. He knows. He's freezing up too. Look.
He is.
You got that Kel Tec internet going.
Where's Todd? Did you gave him a little permission to go away, and he not only made coffee, but
who? You talking about Gabe?
Gabe, sorry, Ty.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he went to the shitter. He just said, "I'll be right back," and that was like 10 minutes ago.
That's what I'm wondering. You gave him a link, and it went right to a porn site.
One thing led to another, and now he's worshiping the devil.
I think he's sitting there and it just froze. He's probably like talking to us right now. And
he's banging on it. I'm right here. I'm right here. So, yeah, this is going to be the recap show. And what are we calling ourselves? What's our travel team called?
The band.
The band. What was that name?
That's Travel Crew. SGTC.
Oh, that group name. I forgot.
Yeah.
BMMC. Something.
Oh, let me pull it up.
See.
It was funny. It was.
When you guys see me, do you see more than just my head?
Your shoulders.
You're not wearing pants?
Oh, okay. No, the reason I ask is all of you guys look like I can see part of your room and all of that. But for me, all I can see is like my big ass head.
Yeah, get a better camera.
I see, what is that in the background? Motivation, that picture?
Oh, it's a picture of 3 crosses on a hill.
Okay.
Marty, you might not be able to listen to this, Satanist. It just says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life."
BMMC.
And the other 2 were criminals.
The GBBMC. Bold Moves Motor Club.
When did you guys come up with that?
Bold Moves Motor Club.
Marty took
after the flying RV.
Oh, bold move.
Yeah.
Ty kept saying, "Bold move, bold move,
bold move."
Bold move.
Was anybody sleeping in the back that?
Yeah.
Up from the dead they arose?
I think Chad.
Everyone.
Lucky.
Oh, Lucky.
Lucky was. Yeah, the 3 of us were up front.
Sure, Lucky was like Spicoli. He woke up from that, was like, "Whoa, dude."
He was into slumber. Yeah. We awoke him rudely from his slumber. All right, let's go ahead and start. We'll let Gabe chime in when he gets here. I don't know what he's doing.
You shut up, Margaret. I'm going to do this interview right now.
Shut up when you're talking to me.
Hey, sorry.
Did you go pinch one off?
Oh, man, I had to poop. You like,
We're about to spell your name Gayb.
Yeah, I was gonna say the view must have started, so he was in making sure he didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I watch that show every single day. I wouldn't miss it.
I've got it DVR'd right now, so.
Well, that's good.
I don't normally record this early, but Ty, just for you, buddy, just for you.
I appreciate
Because all those meetings that you have scheduled today,
it.
we got it going on. So, Leadheads, welcome back to another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. I am back. I took a couple of weeks off, and this is the reason why our video viewers can see here. I've got my traveling crew, the BMMC Club, and we'll go into the details of what that is in a minute. But just got back from Sturgis a few days ago. We were up there for this event called Gunfest. It's the first annual Gunfest that they had, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about our trip, and we're going to take care of some jack wagons and all that before we get into it. But first, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my panel of distinguished guests, and we'll start with the most well-known. Bottom left on my screen, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Chad from Kel Tec. Chad, welcome back.
Hello, everyone.
Nice beard. Nice whiskey display you've got up there too. Is that your office? Beowulf.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. Talk about that also. New whiskey hitting America by storm.
This is a trophy.
Space Ghost. I thought that was a Jack Daniels bottle. I love that.
Won that?
It actually is. They just replaced the label.
That is cool. I like that.
You won that with Lucky Spike?
Also joining us from Kel Tec, to my far right on the screen, you lead heads that are watching, we've got Ty. Ty, he's the engineer there at Kel Tec. This is actually your first official appearance, but you made a cameo on one of our episodes.
Yeah, without my consent, you used my picture. Just my Skype.
I had full permission from the Chad.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
I think he actually even sent that to me. But
Did you pocket the royalties from that, Chad?
Chad's froze.
Frozen on the.
And then
Computer's over here.
to my bottom middle, and I think this is your second time on the show. We met him at, I think, the 2019 SHOT Show. Rick Stewart with American Zealot Productions. Welcome in,
Hello.
Rick.
Hello, everyone.
And you're out on the left coast
Yeah.
joining us today.
Who's in a wind tunnel?
Somebody's hitting their microphone.
Who's in a wind tunnel?
You
Mute
look like you're in
yourself.
a cave, Gabe. Kind of figure it's you.
I think
No,
it's
Tommy.
Chad.
What'd you say?
And then a blast from the past joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We've not heard this gentleman on the podcast for quite a while, and we're glad to have him back. Give me a big round of applause for Groupie Gabe, Leadheads. Woo! Groupie Gabe is back. Gabe Wren, welcome back. Glad to have you.
We're making milk raw again, one glass at a time.
There you go. Groupie Gabe. You're going to give us some impressions today?
Yeah, I mean, we could, yeah.
I think we should have some visitors today during the show.
Some visitors? Okay.
Just sporadic
Little Steve.
visitors.
I've been working on the Sesame Street cast lately, so.
Oh, okay. Chad, your connection sucks. You're cutting in and out, buddy.
Your Skype sucks.
No, it's
Okay.
not. Everybody else is coming in great. Fantastic.
1999 called. They want their Skype back.
My laptop is literally on fire right now. It's so hot. That's why I had a fan on it.
I had to take the last 10 updates off my Mac just to download Skype.
Ask George if you can turn the air down to 74.
It is.
Is it down to 74? Down in Florida?
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to talk about a trip, and one of our traveling buddies couldn't join us. Lucky with Hard Luck Chain. Is that what chain design?
Hard Luck Chain Art.
Hey, Hard Luck Chain Art. There you go. Would love to hear from Lucky, but apparently he doesn't have internet or a laptop. So
He hasn't had a
He
had
is
a car.
lucky.
Yeah.
he doesn't have a car. Is that what he said?
He hasn't had one in 15 years.
So-
He's a true biker. He barely has a cell phone, so he definitely doesn't have a laptop or any other sort of computer.
So anything we say about Lucky, just know he's not here to defend himself, but he's going to be a target today, I think. He's a great guy. Enjoyed meeting him. It was fun getting to know him and all you guys a little bit better. I think for how many days was that freaking trip? Like
It was a
4
blur.
days?
A lot of them.
And then the way back. So from Cocoa Beach, you guys started in Cocoa Beach and then went from Cocoa Beach all the way to Sturgis, South Dakota. You guys picked me up in Nashville. I picked Gabe up and we picked Rick up at the airport in Nashville. And we proceeded from there. But before we get into that tale of our travels, our Sturgis vacation, we need to take care of some jack wagons and honor some Leadhead Brigade heroes. So Gunny, bring that train in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jack Wagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so I've got a jack wagon that I want to take care of today. And this one comes out of Louisiana. As a Louisiana man chose the cheekiest of places when he needed to find a quick hiding spot for his gun. Justin Savoy, 24, pleaded guilty Friday to weapons charges after police in the town of Golden Meadow, if we got any listeners out in Golden Meadow, who were arresting him late last year on a separate matter. They discovered he had stashed a loaded 25 caliber Titan pistol in his buttocks. Police had taken Savoy into custody after they responded to suspicious activity in a home he was occupying with a female. Cops said they discovered Savoy possessed a handgun, marijuana, drug paraphernalia during an initial search. Multiple other firearms were discovered in his truck, not in his buttocks, at the scene. But Savoy was being strip searched after his arrest. Police reportedly found the additional surprise weapon concealed in his ass. So for our listeners who don't know what a Titan is, and I'll share my screen here with you guys too. Are you familiar with what the Titan 25 caliber looks like? I'm sure Rick is. That is a Titan.
It doesn't sound small.
It's kind of small, but I mean, relative to where it's going, I guess.
Amateur status.
That's amateur status.
It's like jumbo shrimp.
Gabe could actually put a can on that, a suppressor, and still conceal that.
There you go.
Hold on. Let me
Just got
bring
that
it
one
back.
out. Got that one out of the old prison wallet.
The old prison pocket.
Yeah. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, he's got more. Nice. So the guy was sentenced to a 5-year suspended prison sentence during a district court appearance. 5 years suspended. What does that mean?
It means he got 5 years, but it's a suspended sentence based on the fact that he doesn't do anything stupid again.
It means he received 3 years probation and an order to serve 90 days in the parish jail.
So if they find him for guns in his butthole, then he goes to prison.
So he basically got a little slap on the wrist there.
What's that like, Ty?
Prison or keystring?
Keystring, yeah. I mean, you're an engineer. Can you
Both are
design
memorable.
could you design a holster for that?
A flexible holster. I like that idea. I think we're onto something on the side.
So here's another funny jack wagon here. 2 teenage brothers from Somerset, New Jersey, are charged with criminal homicide after cops stumbled on them trying to dump a dead body in the woods in Pennsylvania because they left their hazard lights on. The troopers approached a blinking silver Subaru and a parked Audi just after midnight and found this dumbass, this jackwagon, lying on the ground in the woods wearing a glove and a bloody shoe, prosecutor said. As they detained the young teen, his brother Anthony ran toward the car wearing blood-stained clothing and carrying gloves. He was promptly arrested. Troopers then found a dead man's body in the woods near the Audi, which contained blood and a large knife on the passenger side floor, prosecutors said. The initial investigation indicates the unidentified male approached to appeared to have stab wounds about his head, neck, upper chest, arms. Both cars, the victims and the knife, were all found within 100 feet of each other. And that was because they had their hazard lights on while they were doing this. What is that? Darwin's Awards, survival of the fittest. Those guys, definitely jackwagons. How about you guys? You got any jackwagons? Anybody that needs to be called out as doing something dumb or being stupid? Chad, I know you probably got a couple you want to throw on the jackwagon train.
Jackwagon, it's always the same for me. It's anybody that's a leftist, communist, socialist in America. Just go somewhere else. Just leave the rest of us alone. Go somewhere else.
How about Liz Cheney getting defeated? Woohoo!
Yeah, she got hammered.
That was good news. So we'll switch gears now. We'll go to the Leadhead Brigade heroes. So this is the opposite of jackwagons, Rick. So people who are doing something good, making a difference. Unless Gabe's got a jackwagon. You got a jackwagon?
Am I frozen?
A little bit, yeah.
Wow, that's weird. I'm not actually doing that right there. Whatever that is.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I also have a hero. Y'all ever seen a 55-foot RV hit a?
You know,
Go
I'm
ahead.
throwing myself under the bus on this one. Putting the keys not in the ignition, but into the lock for the steering wheel. I'd say that probably qualifies.
How about trying
Lock it
to
up.
turn a Harley on with a key?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just being vague about it, but
Yeah.
that way nobody can attack me.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we were on our trip a week ago, Ty put his key in the motorcycle and tried to start it.
It's because I'm a bagger guy. That's what it is.
Right, because baggers start with a key too.
You don't
Maybe
have
gold- maybe
bags
gold
anymore.
wings.
Not anymore. You guys should see the bike. It's been chopped up. The headlights don't work. New handlebars.
Seems legit.
It's a real train wreck. You'll like it.
All right, so here's a hero from Leadhead, Corey Brown. He sends me this, says, "Hey, Lefty, I would like to nominate my son and all parents who teach their kids gun safety and how to shoot at a young age. In the attached video, it showcases my best friend Steve and his 3-year-old daughter Lily. This is Lily's first time shooting a real gun. My proud father moment is when my 4-year-old son informed Steve that the rifle is not unsafe and wasn't afraid to push the issue even when told no and to get a grown-up's help. P.S. The rifle is mine, and I kind of feel like a jackwagon for not showing Steve how the gun functions. Definitely showcases what assuming gets you, LOL. Kudos to my little man Coulter for keeping us old farts in line." So here's the video. I'm going to play the video. You guys won't be able to hear it, but our listeners will. So let me share my screen with you. So this is the video he's talking about here.
Little suppressor. Yeah.
Yeah. Press 22.
Heck yeah.
So he's giving her instructions, and then the little man pops up. He said, "It's on fire. It's on fire." It's like, it's not safe. He's continuing to yell at him. He's like, it's not on safe. Now they're putting it on safe.
Future FUD.
He's got his iPro on. Look at that.
Yeah, and it's silent, it's suppressed, so they, and it's a 22, so they don't need ear pro. So there you go. Good job, Coulter. We need more people like you, Corey, and this gentleman right here teaching them young. And Gabe, that brings me to you. That's why I wanted you to have your little show and tell ready for us. You were showing me this prior to us recording. Your son was fortunate enough to get a 22 pistol for his birthday.
He was, yeah.
Share that with us.
So a friend of mine gave him a 2245, which is a great little gun, and then we outfitted it with an Ackless Defense suppressor.
Nice. And we just had Joe Moe on the AK Corner. So for those that are listening, if you hadn't had a chance to go back and listen to this month's AK Corner, go check it out. We got Joe Moe on, and we're talking about AK folders and furniture with Joe and Professor Paul Mericle. So good episode. Go check that out. So that's a hell of a present, especially with a can on it. He got a 22 can on his gun too. That's a very nice birthday present.
Yeah, I mean, for a 2-year-old, I think it's totally appropriate. You know?
Absolutely. He's not 2.
No, he's a teenager now, man. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, he was big. He came in camera there earlier. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm old.
He's
old.
He's 13 now.
Very nice. And keeping him educated and informed on the firearms. Love it.
Yeah, we used to. It's kind of interesting. You talk about that little kid that was doing safety. We used to do this thing when he was young. Is I had a little airsoft gun and I would leave it around the house. And every time he would find it, he would come and get me, and we would clear it and we'd put it away.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like this game we always played. Well, one day when I had the shop, I came home and nobody was here, and I just took my 43 out and I put it on the counter. Went and grabbed a shower, and he came in, and he was probably, I don't know, 7, 8 years old at the time. And he goes, "Hey, Dad, you left your gun on the counter." Like, just not even thinking about the thing that we used to do. And I'm like, "All right, clear it, put it away." He clears it, puts it in the hand safe. You know, I mean, it was just one of those things where you train them to respect it, and then they know what to do when they come across it.
Yeah, absolutely. Education's key. You got to teach them young too, definitely. What about you guys? You got any heroes to honor? Anybody doing anything good to make a difference in our community, Rick?
Well, the little kids video kind of made me think back to just recently, and I live in Eugene, Oregon. But in the "What Were You Thinking" category, there's a building downtown. I'll just leave it that. I'll send you the pictures. You guys will get a kick out of it.
Okay.
But in the building, there were 2 businesses that were in the same building, and each put up a sign to acknowledge who they were. One of the companies was I believe it was a CPA type thing. It was Bonin CPA or something like Bonin. And then the little business or shop that occupies the same area is My Little Children. And so they both put up their signs on the front of the building. So when you drove out of and looked right at it straight on, the sign reads, "Boning my little children." I have no idea what these idiots were thinking, when they put that up on the building. They've since taken it down, but
I would hope so.
But I did get a picture of it so that I could prove that they were actually done.
You've got to put that up on the interwebs, on the Instagram interwebs,
on the World Wide Webs.
Yeah. The World Wide Web to go with my Skype and AOL.
Yeah.
And your MySpace?
In MySpace, yeah.
Well, I think Chad really ought to make that heroes list. He let 6 of us in one motorhome and had the patience and fortitude to stay with it for the 11 or 12 days that you guys were on the road. So.
Absolutely, and that's a good segue into our main topic here. So, Gunny, get that train out of here, and let's talk Sturgis now. So, Chad came up with this bright idea to rent an RV. So we'll start from there. The Gunfest, Sturgis. Chad's thinking of ways how he can get his bike out there for this event. Go from there, Chad. Tell us about your maniacal plan.
Well, this will be the third year. 2 years ago, I did the same thing with the same RV. Fortunately for me, Rick was able to come and ride with me and document a bunch of really neat stuff, you know, going all through the Black Hills. And we wanted to do sort of a kind of a biker / Kel Tec gun documentary, ad to sort of put ourselves in that market, because if you go to well, you've been to Sturgis, you can see that there's a lot of people there that have Second Amendment patches, you know, American flag patches. There's tons of American patriots there. A lot
of patriotism floating around that place. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of prior military. You hear it from just about every stage. Every time a band plays, you know, they play songs for our military members and our first responders. It's just you know, it's basically a giant all-American fest, you know, that happens to have a bunch of motorcycles at it. But all these people, well, I shouldn't say all of them, but the vast majority of those people, they carry firearms, they love firearms. So
yeah,
we wanted to sort of kind of capture that, you know, on camera, and also experience all that stuff. And plus, there's some pretty amazing classic American monuments out there in South Dakota, and we did visit a few of those and caught those on camera.
Mount
as
Rushmore being one of those.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's the big one, really. But yeah, so it was that was the idea 2 years ago. And then last year, we didn't do the RV thing. You know, there was the COVID crap, all kinds of stuff going on in the country, and it just didn't work out to where we could do it. And so this year we did a re-up on the RV, and we rented that from these awesome people I know here locally. And yeah, we picked everybody up, went up to Sturgis, South Dakota. And this year some organizers put together a thing called Gunfest. And basically exactly what it sounds like, a gun festival. So several manufacturers joined us. IWI Springfield, Sig off the top of my head, and there was a few more.
Silencer Central was there.
Yep.
Who else was there?
Walther.
Yeah, Walther was there.
Yeah, and this is the first year of it being an organized gun fest as such. So hopefully next year, you know, we gave them a lot of feedback. I know you guys gave them a lot of feedback as well. And I think next year will be even bigger and better. And if they continue to do this, I think it's going to be a huge success. Friday was slow, Saturday was picking up, and then Sunday was pretty busy. Not what we're used to in the industry. However, I think next year, now that it's
not what they're used to up there either, and that's, you know, I think that's
right.
One of the big problems is, you know, they just got to get the word of mouth going on it, and you got to start somewhere. You know, you got to have your first event before you can have the second one. So you guys started in Cocoa Beach. Chad cut out there. I'll pick up. And Ty, you're part of the initial crew there, starting off at Cocoa Beach. Talk about your drive from Cocoa Beach to Nashville, Murfreesboro, where you guys came to pick me up. It's just the two of you at that, or no, actually there's three, because Lucky, I forget Lucky. So Lucky's there too. So the three of y'all.
Right. So let me start off where we manufacture in Cocoa. I don't think you've made it out there yet. There is a difference between Cocoa Beach and Cocoa.
Everything's Cocoa Beach to me.
Everything's Cocoa Beach.
I love Cocoa Beach.
All right, fair enough. So we started off, Chad told me to get there at 9 o'clock, and he was super impatient, and I rushed and got there. And
wait, are we going back to the jackwagon train?
You know what? We should include him on this. Yeah. Because he was so desperate to leave at 9 o'clock, and we didn't leave until I think 4 or 5, something like that. So we got a nice delay right off the gate. But we got 4 bikes loaded up. Met you out there. Chad did a lot of the driving at first. I did some.
So was it just uneventful from Florida to?
It was. I slept that time.
You slept the whole time. Chad drove the whole way.
He did.
We know Lucky didn't drive.
He did not. No, I don't think we would trust that to happen. Absolutely not. Other than that, no, it was pretty smooth.
Okay.
And then you helped out as soon as we got there. So.
And let me clarify why we wouldn't trust Lucky to drive the RV is because he hasn't had a four-wheel vehicle in 15 years. He's an actual biker and probably rides more than anyone we all know combined.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, putting him behind the wheel of a massive RV, we're right at about 70 feet long with the trailer. So yeah.
Yeah, it was massively long. So long that you couldn't get it into my subdivision, or we didn't want to risk it. We didn't want to risk getting stuck coming into my subdivision. So I met you guys at our local Sam's Club, and this is what happened when I showed up at the or you guys were there and I met you at the Sam's Club. So here's the RV we're talking about. Here's the trailer. Nice, big, huge RV, bigger than the Christmas vacations. Definitely. So I get there, I'm doing a little tour. Chad's walking me in the RV here. Gabe's in there, Lucky's in there. There's Lucky.
Fluffing pillows, huh?
The little short battle dwarf looking guy. And Chad's back in the back bedroom there. And this is it compacted. Now this thing opens up to really give you a lot of space. So once you get where you're going, you open it up, it's really roomy.
Mm-hmm.
So for 6 people traveling in it, it's a little crowded, a little compact. Plus the AC had already gone out. Somewhere between Florida and Nashville, so there's no AC going.
Well, let's be clear, the dashboard AC went out. The rest of the AC was fine.
Yeah, but we could have used that dashboard AC. It would have come in handy. So there's got a nice little kitchen. You see up there, there's a convection oven, refrigerator, there's TVs. I mean, it's nice. This is a nice RV. We weren't traveling by like paupers by any means.
That's a nice looking RV.
Look. Gabe. Gabe has sent the Squatch a link to the our little session here. I didn't hardly recognize you with the hair and the beard there. You look like Grizzly Adams, dude.
Well, and I thought, since y'all are talking Sturgis, Chad would recognize I've got the Kel Tec patch on the back and everything. So, hey.
We missed you this time, buddy.
I cried watching all y'all's photos and pictures and videos. And I was like, and Marty's there too. Now it would be an awesome trip.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
I'm back. I'm back.
My goal was to get the original Talking Lead crew back together, but it just didn't work out this year.
Can you imagine if all of us plus a 6'7" Sasquatch was on there too?
Oh, can I tell you something? My favorite part about him going 2 years ago was he's like, no, man, I'll crash wherever. And I'm like, where on that RV can you fit? So I told him the bedroom's all yours. He's like, oh man, I really don't want to take up the bedroom. Like, dude. And so he lays on the bed and his feet are still like 2.5 feet off the end of
I think my
bed.
knees my knees
Yeah.
the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you being in that thing when it's compacted.
It was interesting.
He looked like Sasquatch.
Exactly.
Interesting to say the least, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
So Zeke is joining us, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't recognize the voice. It's been a while.
It has been.
So have you gone full Memphis now? You're wearing the Grizzlies shirt and
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm actually gonna audition to be one of the MCs for the Grizz game. So we'll see how that goes.
you have to audition to do that?
Yeah, apparently. Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm just gonna send a random video of the Grizz and they're just gonna laugh.
Well, you look like a Grizz, so if
Yeah.
nothing else, you'll let you be the mascot.
Exactly. I'm like, just save the money on all the stitching and the fur and everything, and just I'll jump off trampolines into basketball hoops.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
So there was a.
Oh, yep. What? Yeah.
I was gonna say, so that was a little brief view of our RV, our travel arrangements that we had there. So pretty nice. You know, we were set up. Chad did a good job hooking us up there. But with 6 people, it was a little crowded on the way up. Is he jumping off?
Who, me?
I guess so.
Oh, you went blank there. Stick around. Don't leave.
I'm trying to figure out how to do. Like, I can see a itty bitty thing of Chad, and I can hear your voice, but you're frozen.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, I don't see you at all, Marty.
I'm here. I swear I'm here. I'm here. I'm right here. I think probably, you know, we've reached Skype's limit of
Is that what it is?
of bandwidth. Yeah. So
Well, yeah, because it's from like 1998.
yeah, it's still secure. It's still
Hey,
the most.
Oh, wait. I can see you
Rocking the
moving now.
Karen cut for the next week or so. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that's
Ooh.
nice.
I think you should do it.
It's right up there with MySpace.
A Girl Bikes t-shirt to go with that Karen cut.
All right, so you guys picked me up in Nashville.
Is
The
that
plans were you guys were going to spend the night, but as Ty pointed out earlier, Chad was running about 6 hours behind. So they got there, scooped me up, and then we went to Nashville. Or Gabe was there too. So Gabe was on with me. He jumped on with me. Then we went to get Rick at the airport, and Rick was sitting there, kind of looking at his watch when we pulled in, like, "Where you guys been?" Kind of. But we scooped up Rick, headed out up to was it 24, and the adventures began.
Yeah.
So the first night Chad's driving, and is this the night that we saw the exploding shooting star? You remember that?
No, that was on the way back.
Are you sure that was on the way back?
I'm positive.
Okay. I remember that so clearly. It was amazing.
Me
And
too.
apparently there was like a meteor shower or something on our way home, and that was part of it. It was like a 2-day deal or something. It's kind of cool.
That
Or
thing was
mushrooms or
big.
I'm glad I didn't enter on that phrase.
That thing was big.
Huge.
So pretty uneventful, I guess, on the way up there. I can't remember really anything that stands out on the way up there. But we get there, was it Friday? Is that when we arrived, or did we arrive Thursday?
No, we got there on a Thursday.
Got there on a Thursday evening after hours of apparently, and they wouldn't let us into the campground. So
Hold on, we almost got there, but we had that little detour.
Oh yes, we did
No.
have an event.
I'm sorry, it was Wednesday evening, not Thursday evening,
That we arrived.
because
That's true.
the whole next day we had off, and then we had Gunfest on Friday.
And
Yeah.
we detoured over that little town there. We had to stop there and hang out and check it out for a while.
Yeah, we
had
broke down.
we had a fan belt that broke, and luckily
The
it was at
Serpentine.
one of our scheduled pit stops, and luckily there was a big automotive repair shop there that worked on RVs, right, like 20 yards from where we were at.
Right across the street, yeah.
So that was fortunate, and we pulled in there. So we I don't know what, 4 or 5 hours we pit stopped there.
Yeah, yeah.
Look
It was
at
looking like it was going to turn into the next day.
Yeah,
I love the
lucky.
fact that you refer to it as a pit stop, because normally those stops were first urine or whatever at one person at a time. And then once we were all done, then it became food. And then when everybody was done, there had to be a cigarette break.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
stop seemed to be an ordeal.
Yeah, Lucky had to get his smokes in. You know, can't blame a guy for that. He's got to get his nicotine fixed. But yeah, somebody would go in for food, then somebody would go in to pee, then somebody, oh, now I got to go pee, and then yeah, Lucky would get 2 or 3 smoke breaks in. But luckily on this one, you know, we stalled long enough that we didn't get out on the road when this fan belt issue arose. So we caught it pretty quick, was able to pull in there. And this was your guys' first opportunity to take your bikes for a ride. It was a kind of a pretty cool little town. I don't even remember the name of it. Do you guys remember the name of it?
I just remember the Puck U Bar and Grill.
Was it Peace?
Oh, there's a picture of it. Yeah. Puku.
Yeah.
Puck U.
Ty even went off for a swim.
I did. That was my first opportunity for a shower. So I went in whatever that was, the Missouri River or something. I have footage of that if you still want that.
We remember waiting for you for an hour and a half. We remember.
Thus,
Wait, y'all got
Smelled good when I got on the bus, you know, so it worked out.
reinforcing Rick's.
We waited so long that Lucky needed a cigarette when you got back.
Yeah.
I think he was able to smoke a whole pack while he was waiting
Right?
on Ty to get back. But you guys, was that the first time you'd ridden your bike, Ty?
Are you making fun of me again? Is that...
First time you tried to start it.
Apparently, yeah.
That's true. That's when that happened.
Try to start it unassisted. But
Yeah.
he finally got it started there. Gabe pulled out the drone and got some nice drone footage of them riding.
Yeah.
And there was this cool old church that was in the distance.
Yeah.
Did
All
you get
within
footage of that?
Yeah, all within FAA regulations. I'm a certified Part 107 pilot. Just clearing that up in case the FAA is watching.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not, but
No, the
And I'm
ACM
sure it
called-
was all within the regs.
Oh yeah, no, I do everything by the book.
everything about a book, baby. So you guys rode around that town, and Gabe and I obviously weren't able to see what all you guys saw. What did you see interesting other than the Puck U bar?
The Walmart food that Chad ate that I did not eat. Those burgers, the frozen patties
Where were those at?
at the Puck U Bar and Grill.
Oh, that was their. Okay.
Hey, listen, that was actually a really good burger. It looked way better than, I mean, it tasted way better than it looked.
Yeah,
Is it a carny?
process?
A carny burger? Is that what it was?
Frozen patty and then a whole spread of butter on top of it on each side.
Cheese. It was so good.
I
It
mean,
was
you
a
washed
smash-
it down with a cold beer, right?
Yeah.
They do that.
I mean, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That makes
That
you
was-
think.
That was a cool place. We saw along the way, and Marty, I'll send you a bunch of pictures. What we saw was just a lot of neat South Dakota landscape. It was pretty cool. Like kind of rolling hills and real flat, lots of cows, you know, kind of typical stuff you could imagine. It was neat. And then we rode into a little tiny town and met some super rude bartenders.
Were they rude?
They were.
Oh yeah. Well, at first, yeah. They didn't like our kind. I don't think they liked Thai really.
It's
but-
because I didn't have a Canadian accent. That's what it was.
So for our listeners that can't see Ty, he's a bit metrosexual.
You see my seat?
Wears the skinny jeans. He wears his shirts a little 2 sizes too small. But a good looking guy. I mean, hey, I'm not knocking Ty.
Thanks,
For
I
you
would
ladies,
beat you, Marty.
you single ladies that are out there, he's available. Or are you?
And
I'm available. That's correct.
There you go. So I'm showing some scenery to our video audience here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the butt. That's going towards Full Throttle. Or the
Oh,
Pappy
that's
Hall
up
camp.
Which I climbed
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
by the way. Nobody
You
else
climbed
climbed
that.
it.
And
That's right. You
I'd
did
like-
climb that.
I'd like to point out that I'll never stay at. We're going to go back to Full Throttle or the Pappy Hall campground if we go back again. I definitely don't want to stay at Buffalo Chip. That place is terrible. It's great. I guess they have, you know, decent bands and stuff that come. The food was awful. The people were awful. Not the residents. The
carnies that work it. Yeah.
Yeah. With the exception of Tony, the owner's daughter, she was great. But everyone else that worked there were just.
And our two gate guys, they were good.
Yeah. Yeah. The day shift on the gate was decent.
Yeah.
You're right for sure. But yeah, it was just not a good experience. When you go stay over at the Pappy Hall campground, you know, if we go next year, you'll see what I mean. It's just way more family friendly, family oriented, and just way more laid back, and it's easier to make friends over there, and the food's way better.
We could get in and out of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
You could actually get into your campsite that you pay for. Yeah.
So the last night that Rick and I were there, I went and, you know, I filmed downtown. It was the night before we took the trip and rode around Sturgis after Gunfest. I came back in. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I tried to go in our normal gate 2 or gate 3, whatever it was.
2. Yeah.
2. And the guy's like, "Oh, I can't let you in," you know. And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I go back to the other gate right behind us, and that's the one that goes directly into that little campsite that's right there. And he's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "In here." And he's like, "All right, man." And so I just drive right in. Well, then I just go around by the showers, and then I pull right into our parking area. Instead of the guy who wouldn't let us in to the next gate who wouldn't let us in because there was too many people. So I was able just to go through another gate to get where I needed to go, and it made no sense at all, but it's whatever.
Yeah, so my experience, or mine and Ty's experience with that, was we got to the gate, and I was pointing at the RV. You could literally see the RV from where the gate is, by the way. It was maybe, would you guys say?
Right there. It was right there.
50 to 70 yards.
I don't know how many times we said it's just right there.
And he wouldn't let us in, and his reason for that was there was too many people walking around, and not even like 10 seconds after he says that, this like 30,000-pound giant forklift that was offloading all the trucks drives right down the road that we were trying to get to go to our RV. I'm like, this guy can drive a forklift that he can't even see anybody, first of all, because it's this giant forklift with a big load in front of him.
Hauling ass.
I'm on a 500-pound motorcycle that I can turn off and push and walk, and he wouldn't even let us through. That's the power trip that guy had. It's crazy. He finally let us through because I so much, but it's just ridiculous. And like, we can't come back to our campsite that we paid for if you come back to the gate at 7 p.m.
So did you guys get the explanation as to why they were doing that? I talked to a guy, and he said that it was 2 years ago or last year, somebody got run over. You know, and I guess that's like when all the concert people start showing up around that time. It gets a little heavier pedestrian traffic. So that was their reasoning into why.
Didn't they let you go in the main gate and ride all the way through the crowd?
Yes. They forced you to go all the way around to the front and come all the way through the backside to literally ride through the entire crowd. And
to have a more opportunity to run over people. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of going 100 RV.
Yeah.
That's probably why that person got run over last year.
Yeah. But hey, here's the upside. All of those people have a future at the motor vehicle department.
They got a future at Sturgis. You know, at least once a year they're going to get hired for something. So, but that aside, so we get there and they won't let us in.
Speaking of not let us in, we should probably also talk about those amazing VIP passes.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay, all right.
We've not experienced the VIP yet, so
okay, all right.
So we get there and they won't let us in. They're like, you just got to get in line right here and spend the night. So Chad pops the camper out, and we're there for the night, and then we go check out the surrounding area. And there's a pretty cool little bar there. What do you remember what that bar was called? The very first night it was.
Rick took a lot of footage there.
Yeah, so it was at the Buffalo Chip, and they had some cool bikes in there. They looked like they had one made up from Easy Rider.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it was the
Yep.
original bike, but it was one that looked like it. It was kind of cool, and they had some guitars and some other stuff in there. Wasn't very crowded at all. Again, the crowds haven't started to really arrive yet, and they're still doing some setup and things like that. And we're just kind of walking around getting the lay of the land. And Ty and I walk out and just to see if there's any food vendors that are open. And we see this vendor that's got a light, and we walk up to the vendor. And Ty, tell that story.
Sure. Is this where we met the famous wife of the producer of Bone Thugs and Harmony, or something to that extent?
Something to that extent, yeah.
It
He
was
like
a little-
co-wrote one of their songs or something. I don't know.
Yeah. The story is quite a stretch. It was like a twice removed cousin who wrote in prison this story and reached out, or something crazy.
Yeah.
But then they came to Gunfest. We saw them later, right?
Yeah, so we were talking to the lady and telling her what we were there for about Gunfest, and I mean we did our part in trying to push and promote this Gunfest thing. Everybody we saw, we were telling about it, and she's like, "Well, my husband likes to shoot guns," and that's where we got into the Bone Thugs and Harmony connection. And I was like, "Well, you guys come by. We're at the Kel Tec booth. I'm Chad. Just come by and find me."
That's right. I'm Chad. That's right.
No, Chad Enos, come by and find me, and we'll let you shoot some guns.
That's when it started. Everybody was Chad Enos after that. We name dropped you constantly.
You should be getting hashtag the Chad on everybody's post.
Yep. A couple parking tickets too.
So other than that, and Lucky going around to everybody selling his chain art, which he's not shy. He's probably one of the best salesmen you could probably find, but he's very passionate about his chain art, and he would go up to anyone and everyone and talk to them about his chain art, especially the bartenders, because I think he would work a little deal with them that if they would sell something, he'd cut them, a little deal, a little in on the sale of it. But I remember that one day, because behind us where we were camped out, all the bunnies, the buffalo chip bunnies were staying in the RVs behind us, and they would walk through our campsite every day, and Lucky would be there waiting on them religiously, but they would all gather around him and listen to, and he wasn't scaring them off or anything. So kudos to Lucky for not being shy at all. There's one. Yeah, there's an example of Lucky's chain art. Kel Tec, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's talented, no doubt.
Chad?
You got another one? What's the other one there?
These have been sitting outside my office for a while, so they're a little rusty.
It gives them that patina.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You need to get some of those LEDs put in there.
He's good.
Yeah, definitely. So our first night, kind of a bust. Next morning we get up, and again we're getting told 3 different things on how we're going to be able to get into this event. Somebody's pointing us to the left, somebody's pointing us to go straight, somebody's telling us to pull out and go back around to the back gate. So eventually Chad just makes a command decision, and we just bust on through. Oh, did you get one too? Look at you.
It's a little iPhone or tablet holder. You set it down right there and it holds your stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
cool.
So Gabe's holding up some chain art. He's got a little iPhone holder with a spark plug as the
So it just sits.
the brace for it. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we get there first. I guess this is our official second day. We weren't really there a whole day the first time, but and like Chad said, the Gunfest hadn't started. They're setting it up, and talk about our first day going to Sturgis. Did you guys get out and ride that day? I can't remember.
I don't think we did.
Is Chad frozen?
Yes.
Chad's
Am I frozen?
There we go.
Can you hear?
You're unfrozen now.
Okay, we rode. I'm jumping forward a little bit, but we only got to really ride maybe a full day. Was that even a full day of riding? I'm not sure we got a full day in, but that's all we rode the whole time we were there. We actually didn't stay long enough. There's a lot of things that happened during the week while we were traveling home. We were primarily going there for Gunfest.
Yeah,
Anyway.
And I'm showing our listeners now. This is the first day where everybody was setting up. They're still getting things set up. So they had a really nice presentation. Talk about how they had the stage set up. Chad.
When we were finally allowed to come around to our site, I looked over there, and I don't think they had the Gunfest banners up yet, so it just looked like a huge stage, and I thought maybe that's where the bands were playing. It was so extravagant for, essentially a range day.
Our RV is right there. Right there.
Right there.
It's just right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, they did a great job. The guys that organized that did an amazing job of the presentation for sure. It's just they were very limited on marketing time, so they had 90 days to promote it. And I don't think they got a ton of help from the campground, but
no, I don't think the campground knew about it.
No, they did. They didn't have any resources to really kind of help market it. But from what I understand, they were really impressed with it, once the thing kicked off. So next year, now that they know what Gunfest is all about, I think they'll probably put a lot more effort into it, because it's definitely an attraction for that particular campsite. And if this keeps going for a year, year after year, people will come to that.
Yeah, if they continue to have it at the same location, if they move around, then it's going to be harder for people to find it.
Yeah, I don't want to stay at that campsite, next year, but I certainly wouldn't mind Gunfest being in that same location, because that was a great spot.
Yeah, it seemed to be, and they could handle the parking. So they got plenty of parking back all around it there.
Absolutely. And the Buffalo Chip, one thing that they do well is advertise all the different events that happen. So if they take this on and they put it on the Buffalo Chip website and promote it in all the different radio markets and stuff, it'll definitely be a really big deal. As long as the people from Gunfest make a few little changes to it to make it a little more customer friendly, and yeah, it'll work out great.
Yeah. So Ty was talking earlier about the VIP passes. I think we can get a picture of his right there. So you see that thing for our video viewers around Ty's neck there?
Part of that thing. I was excited to wear that.
So when we checked in, they gave us our exhibitor badges and this VIP badge. It said VIP, and we asked him, what's this do? And he's like, gets you in all the VIP areas at Buffalo Chip. And there's like, is that the concert too? Because there's like this huge building in front center stage that's for VIPs. And they're like, yeah, you can get into that too. So keep that in mind as we keep telling stories. So just keep that in mind as we're telling our stories. But for our video viewers, I just showed you kind of a preset up there, what the stage looked like. I didn't get the front of it. We probably got some more pictures that's got the front of it, but it's got a huge TV as you're approaching, and they're playing music, and every day before they start the event, they play Stars and Stripes, and everybody takes their hats off, and they kick it off with a big boom with Tannerite. So they had some Tannerite, nothing like you've seen at IV 88, but it's a
Y'all
start.
didn't explode a refrigerator?
Yeah, with the door that came back and
Yeah.
almost decapitated somebody. No.
So I did give him this idea. Zeke, you'll appreciate this. I told him that we need to make it a thing, like attraction. we tannerite. We blow up a Honda Goldwing at the back of the range. Like just detonate it to where there's literally nothing left of it. And I want it to be a thing like Friday, Saturday
and Sunday. As Chad freezes up. That Kel Tec internet, man. Tell George to get off the internet. Tell him you're recording.
It's that Cocoa, Florida level stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, so lots of ideas for this event. And
for sure,
as we talked about, it wasn't heavily attended like we're typically used to. But again, it was their first time doing it. And if they listen to all the vendors, then it can be probably one of the premier gun events of all time.
Agreed.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of footage. I've got actually what I'm looking at right now. I don't know if I can even
share your screen. Yeah, you can share your screen.
So this is a pretty cool. We GoPro'd Chad while they were riding. It's kind of a cool shot. It just looks good. Let's see here. We'll hit that button.
It's gonna be something super stupid. Watch this.
No, it's not super.
From Gabe, probably.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see your screen.
It's kind of a cool
It's gonna be
shot.
driving days or something. Oh.
There we go.
Is this where I fix my eyebrows?
There's Lucky.
Do you lick them?
I did.
There's Lucky over to Chad's left, our right.
Let's see if we can get Ty back there somewhere.
Sportster, man, I'm way back there.
There's Ty's bike as we normally see it.
I have a question,
Hey,
Chad. Were y'all brave enough to ride in Illinois again? Where you went airborne in 19?
Oh no, no.
We got airborne.
No, we didn't ride.
Kentucky.
Yeah, no, we didn't. We went straight to Sturgis from Nashville or Nashville area. So we didn't go up and across like we did 2 years ago with you.
Oh, okay.
Went
Yeah,
through
that was an interesting.
Kansas.
Yeah, we rode across Wisconsin, and the roads were they're terrible. And I don't have a bike that has suspension. They're all rigid frame bikes, and we were hitting these. What were those, Zeke? Like just.
They were just like they weren't really potholes, or maybe they were potholes that they filled in with, blacktop.
Asphalt.
And it made like ramps. And there was one point I was riding behind Chad, and of course I've got this cush cloudy road glide. It's just like a cushion everywhere you go, and he's on his rigid. And he hit one, and I swear he was 6 inches off the ground, both wheels. And I was just like, okay, we got to put him on the trailer.
We were going 80, and I mean, I definitely felt that in my kidneys. That was a little rough.
Kind of feel like the RV ride too. It didn't have a lot of suspension either.
No, it's just noisy.
Probably like those girls shooting that shotgun, I could imagine. Just hammering you every time.
You got footage, don't you?
Yeah, the KS.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Set that up, Chad. Tell everybody about all these guys and everybody we had, and then these two girls. Then I've got the video pulled up, Marty, if we want to see it.
Okay. Yeah, share it. Go ahead and share it.
All right. Here.
So we're going to talk about how guys would say, "Oh yeah, give me 7 rounds for the KS7," and then they back out after they shot.
Let's set this up. So for this event, Gunfest, the way that you were to get in is you could come in free, I do believe, but if you wanted to shoot, they charged you.
You buy ammo.
You had to buy ammo, and I think it was like a 25 round card. It was like $1.40 a round or something like that. You can buy as many rounds as you wanted to, and then you go to each manufacturer and you say, "I want to shoot that gun," and you tell them 5 rounds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they had it set up, which we're hoping that they fix that. But go ahead. So this is a chick shooting the KS7.
Yeah, so this is so to set this up, so this girl shoots this KS7. Her and another girl came up and they're like, "Hey, we want to shoot 10 rounds." And we've been for 2 days watching grown men shoot 1 or 2 rounds and do a tap out. Okay.
Yeah.
That thing kicks like a mule. It's a great shotgun. I love the design. But it's not friendly, you know, in rapid succession. Well, these 2 girls come up and they really put everybody to shame. So here she is. She's little. She's like 5'1".
Yeah, 90 pounds maybe.
I would like to notate that we did not bring the ammunition. They ordered it, and they ordered us just a bunch of 1 ounce
substandard ammo all around.
All right, here we go. Ready?
And also, they wouldn't allow the manufacturers down to operate their own guns. There's one. There's no sound. Look at that smile. She's like, whoa. Did she shoot it 10 times?
Well, her friend went first and shot, I don't know, 15 rounds. So she kind of had this competitive edge to beat her.
Oh my gosh.
I think she's the one that knocked over the steel plate.
Yeah, she did right there at the end. I don't know if you could hear it, but she was hammering it.
It's choppy. I couldn't really see.
Yeah, it was.
It's that Chapel Hill dial up.
And I'm in Springfield. I'm in Williamson County, sir.
Oh,
Gabe done went
snobby.
fancy on us. Oh,
That's halfway between Possum Trot and Monkey's eyebrow.
He's a whole new tax bracket over there in Spring Hill.
You ain't lying.
Look out now. So, I mean, that's one of the aspects of the event that we were really harping on them on is that, you know, you can't really charge people to come to a range day. That's not how it's done.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that they weren't allowing the vendors to actually go down with the people shooting their guns and teach them and show them and talk them through it when these guys probably have never seen half these guns in their lives. So all right. So Chad's going to be freezing up again, but the feedback, hopefully, again, they will take the feedback and make it a better event. But we see the potential in this event. It could be something amazing. So that first,
it sounds like it's night and day from the one they had over at Full Throttle the year we went. I mean, we never really went up there, but we heard people talking about it, and they said it was just chaos. Like there was no organization to it. It's just a bunch of people with guns shooting into a hill.
Mm.
Yes, that's what it's normally just a range where you just bring whatever you want and you shoot out there. Yeah.
That range right there is. So that's a gun range. It's an actual gun range when it's not Sturgis, and people have classes out there. Haley Strategic has done classes out there in that field where we were doing Gunfest. Pete Pye with Defiant Munitions, one of our sponsors, his dad actually runs that range when it's not the Sturgis stuff. But I gave a ride to one of the campers that was in that campsite just next to the range, and he was telling me, he's been coming out there for 12 years, and yeah, that's what they do. They just go out there with their guns and just nilly-willy go out and shoot into that berm. So he's like, I ain't gonna pay money. I shoot free all these years. It's like, but you ain't never shot guns like this, buddy. So go pay your money and shoot some cool stuff. I hear a motorcycle. I just heard a motorcycle in the background. That was a nice ambiance.
Sounded a little crotch rockety.
So in addition to the Gunfest, everything that's going on at Sturgis, you know, we had access to most of it. Every night there's a concert that happens, and there's big bands playing. So the first night was Quiet Riot. The second night was, who was the second? I can't remember who the second night was, but Leonard Skinner was there one night, and then Ice-T and Bone Thugs and Harmony was one night. Bush was there.
Lita Ford,
and Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie, yeah.
Rob Zombie was there. Gabe's favorite. I think he's got that on his
show.
playlist now. He's all about him some Rob Zombie. But so this back to the VIP passes. So the first night, we're all excited, and I think that was Quiet Riot was the first night. Quiet Riot, and we're all excited. We're like, all right, let's get cleaned up and let's go get in the VIP, get our seats before it gets crowded. So we all get over there, and we show him our badge, and the guy's shaking his head like this. He didn't really say, he just shakes his head. We're like, we got the VIP. He goes, I've never seen that before in my life. He said, where did you get that? And we're like, we're with the Gunfest. And they said that this would get us into all the VIP stuff. He's like, well, you ain't getting in here because I've never seen that. You got to have like a white armband or something like that, he was telling us. And we're like, well, such and such told us, we're name dropping now, like that's going to help. So such and such told us that we could come over here and get in. He's like, I don't know who that is. And you might want to call that person and find out what's going on. So Chad calls up, is it Dan? I believe you called up Dan. And I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, so I just got a hold of the Gunfest folks. I don't think I actually called them. I think I sent them a text, but one of you guys, might have been Ty, found out that the VIP passes are only good for Gunfest VIP, which there was no VIP for.
But we didn't find out until the third day.
Yeah.
We didn't find out
so
until
you guys,
the third day.
Yeah,
Well,
you guys kept trying to.
He did get us into the food. He did get us into the
This
food
pass
and
is
water
going to
tent
get you
at
into
Gunfest.
everything that doesn't exist. Joy.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell us that because they kept telling us you should be able to get in. That's supposed to be good for all. And they kept telling us that. It wasn't until the third day that they're like, oh, well, that's only good for Gunfest. And we're like, okay, what's VIP at Gunfest?
I'll tell you, it's blueberry muffins, potato chips, and bottles of water.
It got us access to the
White room.
concession tent.
To the cooler.
and the
And
shitters. They got us into the shitters so we could go use the bathroom in their honey pots.
Yeah, so they were completely useless at the campsite. Which, I mean, why have a VIP pass if, I mean, everything happens at the campsite. So I don't know if the organizers of Gunfest dropped the ball on that, or if the people at Buffalo Chip dropped the ball on that. But either way, they'll probably get it corrected for next year, hopefully.
Probably, hopefully, yeah. Who knows? But we did get in for Quiet Riot. They were able to squeak us in, and we get up there, and there's like 5 people.
Yeah,
So
and it was like 5 people.
And we figure out that the only reason they let us in was because it was a dead night. All the people haven't shown up yet, and it wasn't crowded. So they're like, yeah, just let them in because there's nobody there. So we
Riot.
for Quiet Riot, there was quite a few people down in the ground level area, but nothing like the next few nights. You just take your pants off
the whole time. He's been, oh,
Did you have to
sorry.
squeeze the cheeks as you got up that last time?
I want to focus, Marty. I really do, but I keep seeing Gabe get up, and nobody's commented on that he's in his underwear this whole time.
I'm paying him no attention whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay.
It's his house. He can wear what he wants.
I didn't get a dress code.
There's not one.
Apparently.
I've already had a wardrobe change. You know, I figured I should promote something.
You had a mic change too, thank God.
And a mic change, yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness. So the VIP passes were useless after us going countless different places and getting shut down. You know, there's like the head shake. No. We're like, okay, whatever. But there was this nice little natural spring swim hole that they had there. What was it called? Bikini Bar or something like that?
Yeah, I never went there.
And we could,
It's you and Chad.
we could get in there, and it was quite
Every
refreshing
rut-
on those 105-degree days. You go and jump in that little swimming hole.
I didn't go. I heard it was a big sausage party. So you guys kept on going. I figured, Ty would have been there for sure.
I didn't go there, man. It wasn't my crowd. I'm more of a full throttle guy. So
Yeah.
Over a full throttle. That's where all the metros hang out. Full throttle. I get it.
Except for at the pool. You're not getting the pool. Trust me.
You're not getting the pool at full throttle?
At least that's what we warned. I don't think any of us got in the pool, did we?
No, and if you get in the pool, just don't get the water in your mouth.
Yeah.
Is it an actual
And
pool?
And wear a condom.
It's a swimming pool. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
full, packed.
Not
Yeah.
because of relations that you would have. Just wear it to be safe in the water.
No, I get it. But this was a natural spring, so it's constantly getting fresh water pumped into it. So
Oh
it
yeah,
was-
that
it was
smells
pretty
like
nice.
a sewer.
it's like a sewer.
Yeah, it's fresh water, but it smells like a sewer.
I didn't smell anything.
But
I wanted to get in.
Could be
but I
COVID
didn't.
though,
I was
can't
gonna
smell
say
it.
if every guy on the bus ate something different, so the confluence of flatulence on the bus, I could understand why your taste buds and your smell buds were screwed
Shot.
up out there.
They were shot.
Hey, that's a
I'm sure my
That's a-
feet didn't help
that's a-
anything either.
that's a hint of Waffle House and Benihana.
And cigarettes. That would have been Lucky's.
Hey, did the shower work on the motorhome?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, Ty.
Here's
and
the
I
thing.
took one.
Somehow Lucky not taking a shower for days and smoking the entire time still smelled better than Marty's feet.
did you get that checked out, Marty?
No, it's just normal. It's just normal. Not wearing socks with my shoes kind of deal. Yeah.
I think you need a Tough Actin sponsorship.
I need you to come do a scrub on my feet. Is what I need. You show me how to keep them metro, and I'll definitely do that. Absolutely. So the concerts, Quiet Riot was good. Leonard Skinnard was awesome. Bush opened for Leonard Skinnard. Both of those were complete, and it was packed by then. Everybody had gotten in, and it was really cool. So this is my first experience at Sturgis at all, and we went to Full Throttle one day. You guys keep talking about Full Throttle. We went over there one day, and it's a world of difference between the two campgrounds, and two different, I guess, crowds, I guess we could say, that occupy each one. So
I've got some concert footage here. I can pull it up here. Just to show the size of the crowds that were there. This is, granted, this is night one.
yeah, this wasn't heavily attended on night one.
No, it was pretty packed when Ty and I went to the real VIP section. And hung
You talking
out
about
there.
the Quiet Riot concert?
Was that? Yeah, it was.
Quiet Riot was night one, and it wasn't that crowded.
Well, the opening band was crowded.
I don't remember who opened for them.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But Ty and I went up. We were up in the VIP booth, and we were hanging out up there. Man, I can't.
You probably went by the Blanket Girl booth.
I actually.
Blanket girl.
Yeah. I think Ty got a part-time job while he was there. He was always at this booth that sold blankets.
I assisted in sales.
Is that what it was?
Just for good cause.
That's us pulling into Sturgis. Hey Marty, do you got pictures of that sunset as we were coming into Sturgis? I've got some drone footage of it. It was legit.
Show it.
Yeah,
Do
let
a
me pull it up.
Do a share screen.
Yeah, let me pull this up real quick. I'll get that. I mean, that footage was phenomenal coming into Sturgis. There's our breakdown area. Here, let me share this. Can you see
The
that?
little small town on the way in.
Can you guys see the screen there?
No, you have not
No.
screen sharing.
All right, hold up. How's that?
And now we see a screen.
Yeah, so here's let's see. This is that little town we broke down in. And,
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
There's Ty after he got his bike started.
Yeah, this is where I told the guys, I was like, hey, look, do like 20 miles an hour when you leave, because I wanna grab this drone shot. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And just they disappeared. Watch. I go to turn the drone around. That wasn't 20. Because here I go, I'm trying to catch up now, doing 30. There we go. And I could just barely catch them, and I was like, I give up. They're gone. It doesn't look fast from here because we're high, but they went up and gone.
Yeah, we're not getting a good smooth stream either. There's that church I was talking about.
Yeah, little church is cool.
All I want to know is where's the Grom at?
What's the what?
Yeah, so Nick couldn't make it this.
Oh man.
Go ahead and tell him about it.
Oh, the Grom. It was 2 years ago, or gosh, is it 3 years now? Because it was 2019, wasn't it? Anyways, whenever it was, we went up there.
2.
We had my big old Rogue Glide. We had Chad's 2 choppers, but he rode one most of the time. And then there was, what was the big Suzuki? M something?
So there
What's
was a
the
big
one I
Suzuki.
rode, Chad?
The Suzuki.
Yeah, there was that big Suzuki, but then there was a Grom. So the majority of the time, he would ride this Grom while we're all on Harleys, and it was the craziest looking group of riders you could probably imagine. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Gabe, stop sharing your screen.
I'm trying to get that spot right here. Check out that
Okay.
sunset.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So Gabe is driving the drone from the RV, which is pretty impressive.
There it is. There's that shot.
Nice.
He flew it like he didn't own it.
Heck yeah.
Flew it like he stole it, right?
Let me guess, it was yours, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool shot.
That was a cool small world moment about a month or two ago, whenever it was you met Gabe, and he had posted a picture with you, and I was like, wait, that's Rick. Wait, what the? It was just one of those moments where your brain just short circuits. How do they know each other? What just happened?
What was really weird was I get this before we leave, Chad's like, hey, you want to go to Sturgis, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And like the day before, I get this text from Gabe. It says, hey, I hear you're going to Sturgis with the Kel Tec guys. I was like, how the hell do you know that? And he's like, I'm part of the film crew doing the documentary. I was like, oh, shit.
But Marty, you remember this from the get-go at the beginning of Talking Lead. Gabe always popped up everywhere somehow, some way. It's like we'd be in a conversation.
Groupie Gabe.
Groupie Gabe. We'd be talking to somebody in freaking, Nevada, and they're like, "Oh, I've got a friend in Tennessee. Gabe Wren," and we're like, what is going on? It's like Gabe just found his way into every conversation we would ever have.
Well, there's nothing that Gabe hasn't done,
It's true.
Motorcycles, film, television, music, guns, what else? Hunting, fishing,
Opera.
Rodeo.
Opera.
Rodeo. Yeah, I've done rodeo, yeah.
Opera, yes, I have done opera.
Motorcycles. I mean, and
I was
it's like one of those people that tell you, like, oh yeah, I've done that, I can do this, blah blah blah. But then he actually can back it up and tell you and show you, and like, yeah, he's done all that.
And don't forget,
He's
been in the Army, he's been in the Marines, he's been in Air Force, he's been in like every branch.
Every branch of the military, except the Coasties.
now they wouldn't let me in.
Hey, rumor has it that he once kicked Steven Seagal's ass too.
Oh my God, do you have that footage?
Yeah. Do you have
that?
Do you have that training footage handy?
So he actually taught Steven Seagal everything he knows.
Yeah.
Him.
And so he took on a new apprentice on the RV, young Ty.
I think Chad has the footage actually.
Yeah.
Was that on Instagram?
It's on
I think-
Instagram.
I
I
think
don't remember
it's
who
on
posted
Instagram.
it.
It's on Chad's Instagram. Yeah.
Let me go to that.
And mind you, I'm out of practice, so this was more of just kind of a demonstration piece. You know, I was just trying to get the stuff back in. I haven't done Seagull style Aikido for years.
All right, here it is. Hold on, let me pause it. All right, so this is the Steven Seagull School of Taekwondo.
I don't see it.
It's coming up. Hold on.
I was gonna say that's how good it is. You don't even know it's happening.
You don't even know.
Can you do it in slow motion since it's so fast?
Here we go. Now, Ty, tell them about the next 3 days of your life. How miserable it was after that.
Well, immediately after this, I had to go to the doctor, and I had a concussion from your strategic placement where you hit me in the neck there.
What about the blow you took that knocked you to the back bedroom back there?
Luckily, that footage was deleted.
No, was it?
Yeah, Chad got rid of it. Otherwise, he would have posted that too.
Look, I don't think
Sure.
I think in regular speed, you're not appreciating what's happening here. I actually hit him over 100 times.
See the bruises on his arm?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, Gabe, you have a picture of that bruise on my shoulder, right?
Yeah, I don't have it on me, but yeah, there is a picture of it somewhere. Oh, this is where we were waiting for Chad and Spearfish.
Oh, I
This
love
is Spearfish, and you got some drone footage of that road too, didn't you?
No, that is illegal. That's a federal.
Somebody sent you some footage that they had taken. It wasn't you.
Somebody had some footage I pulled off the internet somewhere. We'll probably put that in the video.
Yeah. So talk about this area, Spearfish.
Chad,
Or Spearhead, what is it called?
Spearfish Canyon.
That's George.
Yeah.
Hey, George.
Here we go. This is awesome.
A bush. I didn't see this. This is nice.
Chad cracking a bush at the falls.
It's like an old Milwaukee commercial with one dude.
Did it make the noise when you cracked it? Did it go bush?
Yeah.
When somebody says it
It
doesn't
did.
get any better than this. It was one of the chicks.
You see that look on his face?
Tell me y'all took Marty down to Deadwood, didn't you?
We did go to
did.
Deadwood.
Nice.
Yep.
That's another day. And
Zeke, you're coming this year, man.
No, I'm coming next year. This
Yeah.
year was still recovering from divorce and sold bike gear. I'm saving for money for bike next year.
Okay, good.
There's Marty in Deadwood
so
with
here's some
his friends.
the only people
No,
that would hang
yeah.
out with me.
That's all
Not
the
Marty
talking lead fans
standing
there.
with them, Deadwood. There it is.
There's the town.
That was a cool town.
So they were setting up for the big Legends ride that day that we were there. So there were some celebrities.
And what's her name? The governor of South Dakota actually went on that ride, so we probably should have
Christy
planned to do
Nome.
that.
Christy Nome.
Yeah.
And then we went to
So-
this restaurant. It was a pretty cool restaurant.
Yeah.
Jacobs or something like that.
Yeah, Jacobs.
Yeah, here's some more pictures. Historic Deadwood. Bloody Nose Saloon.
I love it up there.
Yeah, it was crowded as all get out, but it was pretty cool. Lots of casinos up there. I didn't realize they had casinos there.
So Lucky
Oh, yeah.
walks into the casino and sits at the roulette table, worst odds in the house, and true to his name, doubles up his money and walks out after like 4 guesses, and
Yeah.
and hit every one of them.
So funny.
Whereas Gabe and I, we sat at the couples slot machine
That's right.
and lost about $40.
Yeah.
This was the little bar restaurant right next door to it. But yeah, it was a cool little town. We didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but it was kind of cool. Then we went to the falls. This is the falls.
Yeah, we'll have to do some real exploring next year because I didn't get to take you even
Metro.
a fraction of the places.
Is that what that is?
Was that Steve Irwin?
Yeah.
Look at the size of him.
Crikey.
Look at him.
This is
He's
annoying.
beautiful.
There were some goats down there. That's what I was
Let's
trying to
get
get.
my
Everybody's trying to avoid those goats. There's the two little white specks up there. They ran across the road.
Was there not a lot
Oh.
of people? Were there not as many people because that little shot of spearfish? Like when we took spearfish, it was nonstop fight. You were
It's the
lucky
time
to
of
get
day.
to get back in. Oh, okay, gotcha.
It was definitely thin.
Was it?
It was later in the day when we were there. So
Mm.
we wanted to get back to Sturgis because you guys wanted to do some shots of the sunset and stuff over Sturgis. And then while we were there, we ran into this. Was this a 1922
1922. Yeah.
Harley Davidson?
Ooh.
Yeah. The guy rode it. Well, he didn't ride it there, but
Did
he
he really?
rode it around. No, he
Oh,
rode
yeah.
it around.
But still, I mean, it was functional.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
you.
Yeah. That's his daily rider. Yeah.
There you go.
It actually starts better than Chad's bike.
It does.
Wait
Yeah,
a minute, you've had
it does.
3 years to fix it. It's still having trouble starting.
Which one? Oh, no, a different bike. I sold that one.
Oh, okay.
I've got
Yeah.
footage of Chad doing that exact same thing on his bike.
I've got another bike.
I don't think he started it that go around, but he went back and he got it started again. And I think it might be this footage right here, but there was an older couple on a big bike like that, and they both had oxygen. Doesn't stop anybody from coming. They all come.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is
the lifters should be running right here. Yeah, you can see them.
yeah, it's running right here.
Look at them things, man. Those rods and it's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
That motor had such a great sound.
Yeah. Very unique.
And you can't see it, but I got video of it right behind right behind the light and the forks is the original bar and shield on the stem. Like there's an original bar and shield. It's right. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but it's right behind that headlight. It's on the
This
actual
headlight?
frame. Yeah,
Yeah.
right
Behind
behind the
there.
horn. Right behind the horn and the light on the inside there. It was the coolest thing. I have never seen one up close like that on a bike. The original one.
And then there was this guy with the antlers on his
yeah.
bike.
For a second, I thought it was Zeke. I was like, oh man, Zeke's here.
That was
That
good.
guy-
I mean, go ahead.
He looked like a legit Viking. Like, even his skin and everything. Like, he looked like he just came out of a Viking war somewhere.
It looked
Rode off.
like he just came off the mountain. So here's some concert
There you go.
stuff. This is Gabe Satan worshiper guy, Rob Zombie. He loves.
Well, there's an obvious statue of Jesus right here that they were mocking. So
I don't think they were mocking it.
Jesus crucified to the
I think it's a
cross
tribute to the Catholic Church, Gabe. It's
with a
tribute to the
devil
Catholic Church.
dancing around on stage. Whatever.
Where's
The
he? I had a
devil is
picture of that
there?
big. I had a picture of the devil. Maybe there he is. Big 12-foot tall.
Yeah.
The devil.
No, nothing unusual about that.
Yeah, just entertainment, right?
Just
Marty?
entertainment from Rob Zombie, baby.
Yeah.
Making his billions. And then this, Zeke, you'll appreciate this. I saw this bike the very last day. This was a Marvel done up bike.
Ooh, yeah. I hate the
Right?
big wheel. I hate the big wheel in the front, but I love the Marvel thing. That's awesome.
Check it out. I mean, this dude
it's like
spared
comic.
no expense.
That's cool. That's an expensive bike right there.
Oh, no doubt.
But the stuff he's put money in is like stuff I would never do. Like I'd love the paint job. That's awesome. But like the big wheel and then the saddlebag like dropping to the ground. that's-
Look at the seat.
Yeah,
Look at
this
the
is this
Oh,
is what
that's cool.
hardcore bikers ride bikes like this. Yeah. This doesn't give off any mom's basement vibes at all.
No, it does. It's not something that they just take to the local bike show and then back home and that's it.
No, well, they did have a museum there. This might have been one of those museum pieces too.
No, they did not let that in.
Oh, I bet they did. That was probably front and center, their prime attraction. So that was cool. I enjoyed that.
That's awesome.
That made my my trip.
I dig the scheme. I just don't dig the mods on it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Should have been more Captain America looking bike.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a giant Underoos ad, is what it is.
Underoos.
You know?
I rock my Underoos still.
If they made them my size.
Did y'all see the Dragon Man riding around? I saw somebody had posted a picture of it or a video of it, and the guy has done up his bike similar to this, but it was all looked like dragon scales and had a dragon head on the front, and then he was decked out head to toe in like a dragon cosplay. Yeah. I saw it while y'all were up there. Somebody posted on Instagram.
Gabe definitely would have had a satanic panic attack if he'd have seen that.
You can find him on social media as Dragon Man. He actually owns a massive armory, and
really,
wait, it's that same Dragon Man from Colorado Springs.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because we Marty, we know that Dragon Man because we went out and did Circle the Wagon at his range.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, that's that guy?
Yeah, but I didn't know that's the same Dragon Man.
Yeah,
cool.
he's got a dragon themed 70s shovel head. I think it might be like a 69 shovel. It's a giant dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. Yeah.
So 3 days of the Gunfest and then 2 more days, you guys filming, getting some shots from American Zealot Productions with Rick there. Rick, talk about what you guys were doing in your mission during this trip.
Well, we were invited out by Chad, obviously, but it was to capture 2 things. One, we want to capture and tell the story of being able to ride cross country. And I think Chad's spot on when he says that, that crowd out there is kind of Kel Tec kind of people, or gun kind of people in general. And, it was kind of nice to be able to kind of capture that. There was a cross section of Americana out there. I think people have a misperception of what Sturgis is all about. I think they think of it as naked women and biker gangs and that type of thing. And
I got to tell you, I saw very few naked, scantily clad women while we were there. I mean, for the most part, there was a couple here and there.
You hung out at the wrong kind of places, but
I think it was our campsite. Yeah.
Yeah. But then the other part of that was that, this being the inaugural year of Gunfest, we wanted to be able to capture that too. And so Gabe did an awesome job of sticking a camera everywhere. We had drones, we had GoPros, we had expensive production cameras, and we've got just an absolutely crap ton of footage that we're going to weave together and get some cool pieces out. But maybe earlier on it sounded like we were a little hard over on Gunfest, but I thought, in all honesty, for it being its very, very first year, that it was actually really cool. I mean, there was a mom there that never shot a gun, had her little girl there, and the little girl got to shoot air rifles, and the mom shot a pistol for the first time. It was just kind of about every kind of person you could imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a pretty cool event.
I do too, and I think the event itself, nothing against the event itself. It's,
Marty.
Yeah.
Marty, tell them about the family that was.
Yeah, so there was this family that came in. I think they were from California or Seattle, somewhere, but their kids they'd never seen, and I don't think the father had either, a real gun in their lives. In real life, they'd never seen a real life gun. They'd seen them on TV and stuff, and probably very little then because it seemed like they were very protected. But they were very willing, and the lady was an attorney, but they were very willing to sit there and listen and learn and take part. And it was good to see people like that come out. And then of course you had the the extreme opposite of that, you know, people that have shot guns, owned guns all their lives. We had this one guy, he was a Korean vet, and you know, you could tell that he was a paratrooper the way he was walking and whatnot. But you know, he came out and, you know, shot just everything Kel Tec had. He absolutely loved it.
To clarify, he was a Korean war vet, not a
Was
Korean
it Korean?
I thought
Korean
the same
war
thing.
vet.
I was like, Korean war vet, or was he actually Korean and a veteran?
Yeah. No, you did not think. You knew exactly what I meant. So kiss my ass. But you know what I meant.
Something that Rick said.
And then we even had
go ahead.
we even had geeks that were out there. People that were, you know, not into guns at all, that were into, you know, Call of Duty and stuff like that. That came out and they, you know, they were getting real life gun experience, and they're like, you know, this is amazing. Gabe wants to say something. You're muted, Gabe.
Yeah, I like Lucas Bakken. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but he wasn't there, was he?
No, he doesn't leave the ranch.
Yeah, he doesn't leave the ranch for fear of
Being outshot.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, we're not going to talk about
Let
that.
me watch Gabe real quick. Make eye contact.
But you're spot on, Rick, in that this event. But I think, you know, as far as what for the vendors, I think it kind of left a bad taste in several of the vendors' mouths for what they had to pay to attend this event, you know, versus the return on their investment. So hopefully they can see the potential and, you know, overcome that for next year's event.
Yeah, I think when the footage comes out, we're able to capture that. I think it'll come out pretty cool.
Yeah.
One
I
thing
hope so.
Rick was saying about Sturgis as a whole is something we discussed the last time. Was I almost feel like they put out this crazy wild party fight biker naked people vibe, so not a whole lot more people come, because you get there and it's the most chill, relaxing vibe there, because, you know, everybody that has ridden a motorcycle understands that there's that wind therapy aspect, and you're going out in some of the most beautiful places in the country and riding all day and getting that therapeutic vibe, and then you get back and yeah, people are getting drunk, but, you know, nobody's slinging fists and just fighting. Everybody's just laid back and, hey man, this is awesome.
It's the safest place in the country for sure at the time. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not cosplay, so don't
No.
wear your Sons of Anarchy.
No.
No.
Y'all didn't get Marty and bring him like a Sons of Anarchy cut to wear around.
I do better than that.
He could have ridden on back of Ty's bike too.
Marty's
his
in
backpack.
So
So overall, you know, a great experience. I'm glad I went. I appreciate the opportunity, Chad and Kel Tec, for making it possible, and for Crypt Tech also making it possible. My good buddy Chris Brooksy over at Crypt Tech sent me my attire to wear for the event. This arrived after the fact. This was here when I got home, so I didn't have this to wear while I was there. So I had to wear their fishing gear, which clashed, I guess, a little bit with the leather.
Yeah,
you got a lot of on it.
I've always thought, and even when the Navy came out with their blue camouflage, how brilliant it was to camouflage yourself if you fall in the water so nobody can see you to rescue you. I've always thought that was the smartest thing ever.
It's more to prevent the shark attacks, I think, than anything.
Do you think that next year they could give you something to wear every day?
Ooh.
I had something different every day.
You were changing.
You wore the same socks every day, that's for sure.
I will definitely get new shoe inserts for the next one.
Maybe you could get lucky that deal.
Get lucky?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think we need to get him with like a BVD sponsor or something like that. Good old Lucky. Now we're talking shit about Lucky and he's not even here to defend himself. Poor guy. I was trying to find a picture of me in the Kel Tec or the Crypt Tech attire. But Kel Tec had shirts there. You had some cool shirts. Surprised you're not wearing your shirt. And then Rick surprised everybody. And Rick is he has his own still. I guess, can I say that? Is that, it's not an
I
illegal
make
still,
my own
right?
bourbon. Let's say that.
Okay, he makes his own bourbon, and he brought his bourbon. Let's talk about your bourbon, Beowulf.
Yeah, well, we partner with legally partner with a company out here in Eugene, Oregon called Heritage that allows you to kind of create your own swill. And we approached Kel Tec. Again, you know, you think about the kind of people that are our kind of people. A lot of them enjoy, you know, a good bourbon. And so this last year, I don't know if you guys realize the original Kel Tec, the first name of the company was Grindle, which I never really knew the history behind the name. And then when we started talking to them about, hey, we ought to make you guys a bourbon, and it's not something that you can sell. It's only something that you could give away and just only give it to people that come out and visit your facility, that kind of thing. Chad and Derek and all those guys said, hey, we ought to call it Beowulf, which I've learned is Grindle and Beowulf are arch enemies or whatever. And it's like, I didn't know anything about this, but it's kind of like He-Man characters, and Beowulf is kind of the He-Man of the Nordic world. And so anyway, we created that logo for him. It's Beowulf, single barrel bourbon, crafted with American conviction. But it's a pretty cool flavor. It's a traditional bourbon done in a heavy charred oak, American oak barrel. And then on the back end of it, when it's being prepped, it's infused with charred oak port flavored stays. So you got kind of a vanilla taste on the front end and
Yummy.
And port on the back end. It's
yummy.
really darn good.
Can we see that bottle again? Does Chad have that bottle?
You have the bottle? Let me switch.
Where's Chad
I'm
at?
sharing my screen. Did Chad bug out?
There it is. Yeah.
No.
Hey, so Zeke, when you were posing for this, when they were drawing this of you,
Yeah.
Did you actually get in costume, or was it just kind of like an after the fact likeness?
They had to drug me and hit me in the head to get me out there, so I don't recall at all.
That's his actual attire he wears every day. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's
That's what I was wondering. I didn't know if it was
to
like
promote the school.
if it was festival or if it was just like, you know, you just showed up like that.
Yeah. No.
We actually put some of that in flask too, and had the flask engraved so Chad could pass out a few of those. So
I was looking for my flask.
I like it.
And we loved them.
So if people want to get this, Rick, is this something that they can buy, or is this just something you do for the love of it and only your good buddies get?
yeah, no,
So-
it's kind of really only a buddies thing. I think if they go out and take a tour of the Kel Tec facility and they like you when the tour is done, I mean, so you didn't ask too many stupid questions, then maybe they'll let you go home with a bottle of it. But yeah, we try to travel around and share the good cheer, but no, don't ever sell it. It's just kind of gifted to people we like.
Well, I didn't get one.
Like I said.
See where we stand, don't we, Gabe? Poor Gabe. So Gunfest last day, we pack up, everything went good. The very last day, there was actually some pretty good attendance. It picked up because we were going out into the crowd, which was fun. I enjoyed this. We borrowed a razor from Silencer Central. Me and Jeremy from IWI, Ava from Gun Funny, and Tori with Silencer Central went out and grabbed a bunch of hats and T-shirts and koozies, and we were going to all the little places around the Buffalo Chip, the bikini bar, the shops, and everywhere, and just handing out hats and telling people about it, and really pushing and promoting it. And there was actually a radio station that was set up, and they did an interview with us, and we got out on the radio and was telling people about it too. And then that last day we had a decent turnout, still not as big as we had hoped, but showed a lot of promise, and it was really cool. Another thing was the hours that they had at 8 to 3. That's something else that we talked to them about is, might want to start a little later and go a little longer with this crowd. But, hopefully they'll take all that to heart. And let's talk about the trip home, the exciting trip home in the RV. So Gabe and Rick catch a flight back. They don't have the luxury of riding back in the RV with us. So the foot smells and the farts and all that, they get to miss all that. But it was a little more comfortable with just 4 people, 3 drivers. So Chad, Ty, and me were rotating out while Lucky got to sleep and sell his art online.
Then 2 drivers from,
and then down to 2 drivers.
Yeah, that was fun.
Once you drop me off. But somewhere around Kentucky, after, 5-6 hours in on the drive, and keep in mind, driving all the way up there, all this stuff going on at Sturgis, we haven't had a lot of sleep. You see, I'm building up my excuse here. So we get to Kentucky, and the Nashville exit is coming up, and I'm missing it. I'm like, oh shit, there's the exit coming up. And I'm doing how fast would you say I was doing? Like 60, 65?
65, 70 is what we were running pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because that thing won't go much over that with the pedal to the metal.
It will, but you got to be going downhill at night in the rain. But yeah.
Yeah.
And the owners will call you.
Yeah, they had it on GPS. They were tracking. So if you go too fast, they'll call you. So you know how on these off ramps, they have this big wide area that kind of peels off. It's like, okay, this is where you shouldn't be getting off any longer kind of deal.
It's the triangle. Yeah. Everyone knows what they are. And everyone knows there's giant drop inlets in the middle of all of them to collect the water.
So I wasn't thinking this through clearly, and forgot that I was in a 70-foot long RV with a trailer full of 4 bikes. And I'm thinking, should I do it? Should I do it? And Ty goes, dude, that'd be a bold move if you did. That's all it took. So I cut it over. Everything's going good. There's nothing behind me. It's clear. In the RV. Because I was still probably doing at least 60.
And the bikes are still on a trailer on the back, right? At this point.
Well, we hope. We're hoping. And everybody's kind of panicking. I see it in the back. I said, no, the trailer's still there. I think the bikes are on. So we get off the next exit and pull over, and thank God they're all still on there. And doesn't look like, anything really happened much. And then Chad goes around, starts inspecting everything, and lo and behold, got a little too much stress on his kickstand, and it bent the kickstand.
Well,
but
Ty's bike straps were almost completely off.
Oh yeah, all the bike straps were loose.
Yeah. I went there with a bagger and a windshield and came back with nothing.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of Lucky's luck on that one, that I didn't have to buy $50,000 worth of bikes. Thank goodness. So needless to say, that was the end of my driving career for the RV. And I guess Chad probably got to drive all the way back to Florida. I'm sure he didn't trust anybody else driving.
I drove from Nashville to Mason, and then
yeah, he gave me about 6 hours on the way back. It wasn't so bad.
So you drove a little bit. You helped him out.
Yep, and he woke up a little bit.
So don't tell the RV people about this episode, Chad, because I'm either gonna have to edit that part out or.
They're not gonna know. They won't. They're not gonna watch it or listen. Okay. Who listens to talking about anyway?
Right. So nothing to worry about there. I don't know. I still may edit it out. Anyway.
I'm just kidding. They probably do want to listen to it.
Yeah, I may have to edit that part out. So anyway, we made it safe and sound. Nothing, no harms, no fouls, and What did we learn from our trip?
Get more sleep.
Didn't you not learn that the first time?
No, apparently I forgot all about it.
What
Like, we
are
did
some
not-
things? What are some
Hold
things
on.
other than more sleep?
Wait. Hold on. We completely forgot to mention where our RV was parked the entire time we were at Buffalo Chip. Literally right behind the main stage where all the bands played.
Oh,
Right behind it.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so when it was time to go to sleep, there was no sleeping.
Oh wow.
Now whether we
That
went
was
to the concert or not, we got the concert.
Yeah.
I think I got a picture.
Yeah, I'm looking for that too. And don't forget, after the concert was over, we were right by the Porta-Johns, so we got to hear those experiences.
Yeah, we got to
And
use
then
the VIP.
We were also at the exit gate. So every single bike that was in Buffalo Chip that was going somewhere else rode right past our RV until 4 o'clock in the morning.
There's that bike that I was telling you about from that first night. Our first night.
Yep, it's Easy Rider.
There's the
Yes, when they-
stage from the VIP area.
Oh, the real VIP, true.
Oh, here's another thing. No guns allowed at Buffalo Chip.
What?
They don't allow firearms. They don't allow you to bring in your own drinks. They don't allow you to bring in your own. Did they say food?
Probably.
I
Yeah.
think they said
drink and food, but firearms?
Yeah.
you're not allowed to bring your gun there.
That's the wrong crowd to be telling that.
They didn't.
Exactly.
They didn't have anybody wanding though.
No,
So I'm sure nobody listened.
no. But still, it's a stupid policy. Like, why even bring it up?
Yeah. So there's the stage. Let me go to the other direction. Go the other direction, camera. And you can see our RV. Oops. Is right over here.
Just keep going. It's around the other side. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Right behind that yellow bannered building right there with the yellow umbrellas. We were directly behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were that close to the stage.
That was
It
fun.
was crazy. Crazy.
You know what? All in all, it's never a bad time when you get to hang out with 5 of your buddies. You know, meet some new people and have a good time just shooting guns and riding bikes. So we might
It was a
complain
good
a little
time.
bit here and there, but it was pretty epic overall.
This is some of the bikes that was in the museum before they actually had all of them in there.
Yeah, I forgot to go in there actually.
I didn't go in there after they had everything set up. This was a cool bike. This was
Ooh.
right outside the VIP.
I should have just ridden my bike in there and put the kickstand down.
The old Indian chieftain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big old motorcycle.
So there's my fishing attire. Went fishing one day.
Yeah, that attire hardly looks out of place at Sturgis.
Uh-uh. Fit right in at Gunfest. There was nobody there. Oh, there's that family you were talking about. They had never seen a real gun.
Yeah. They're from Washington State, by the way.
That's what it was. There's the big
Hey,
dip.
I've got that aerial view from that drone footage that somebody took at the chip, and it shows our site where we're at and Gunfest in the background. It's pretty cool. I just happened to find it online.
nice.
You want to pop that up on the screen?
Yeah, let me show you.
Let me
Yeah.
quit screen sharing here. All right. Pop that up.
Can you see my screen there?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this would be the chip here, where they had the big chip stage, and then
There's
this is
our RV.
right over here, and then this is Gunfest. So it's actually some pretty cool. Somebody uploaded this to the internet. I just found it while we were talking.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our RV right there. That's
Yeah,
cool.
there it is. I'm actually, I don't know. Oh, it looks like they're gonna get a close up. Did they know we were there?
Did you do? Is this your drone?
No. This wouldn't be in accordance with FAA regulations. I wouldn't.
Oh, I got you.
Oh wow,
They're zooming in on us.
They're just checking us all out. Okay. Well, anyway, that's where we were at, and so you can see that the gate here, and they wouldn't let us in just to go to right here and around the corner.
But look at the proximity to the porta-johns. You guys can't say that VIP passes didn't pay off.
Oh, we got the showers too. It got us into the showers. We got to take showers. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, had we not had our own bathroom, then I could see how that VIP pass would have been important.
Well, I didn't take a dump on the RV the whole time.
Oh, I did multiple times. Yeah.
It smelled like you did.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I was trying to cover up Marty's feet.
It worked. It definitely worked. So good times had by all. So final thoughts on the Sturgis trip. I'm going to go around the table here and get everybody's thoughts. And we'll start with metrosexual Ty.
Excellent. So I'm going to admit that I'd never even heard of Sturgis before going on this trip. That's how metro I am.
You never even heard of it?
I didn't even know. I heard of Daytona, but not Sturgis. I'm just going to throw that out. Yeah. And I bought a bike, the Sportster, the 1200, a day before the event.
So you rode up on a girl's bike. Okay, cool.
I did, and I got a T-shirt that says "I love girls' bikes." So I'm owning it.
That's on my Instagram, actually.
Yeah, throw that out there. Let's see that. But what I found interesting about it is that none of us were the same. We were all different people, and we shared this bond of guns, and I grew to love motorcycles. I'm already making mine a chopper now. It's not even working because I've ripped it apart so much. But it was just such an interesting experience of bonding with all you guys and having the customer interaction with guns. I think there's a lot that Sturgis can improve upon, and we're knocking a lot of it right now, but it was a good experience, and I think there's room for growth.
Gunfest can improve upon?
Yeah, for sure.
I know what you meant. All right, Gabe, what about you?
Man, I was excited to go to Sturgis, but
he was so excited he hung up.
Yeah.
So let's go to Rick.
I would say that this being the second time I've done it with Chad, each time it's a very cool experience because you're right when you talk about the fact that it's a very eclectic group. We all come from kind of different backgrounds and different experiences, but we have these amazing things in common, whether it's faith, whether it's love for country, whether it's guns. And so, when we're on the ride, nobody's safe. You can kind of see how we poke fun at each other and it's everybody is kind of deserving at some moment along the way. So it's a great time. I actually slept through a lot of those concerts, and I know you guys found that hard to believe. They would come back like, how the hell is he asleep? But I just really enjoyed myself, and it was great hanging with you guys again. We got to get everybody back though, so the whole band is together.
Get the band back together. I like it. And then add one member. Get a big bass player there with Z. Chad, what are your
behind me? I'll bring it.
Well, let's finish. Let's go back to Gabe since he got cut off there. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button apparently. I was pretty excited. Sturgis is one of those places that I've been on bikes since I was 19, and it's one of those places that you want to go and really and check out. And the bummer for me is that I sold my bike a week before I got the phone call from Rick to go to Sturgis. And so I had some stuff come up, and I'm like, well, the bike's just sitting here. We've been working a lot lately filming, so I don't need the bike. And then Rick calls me and says, hey, you want to go to Sturgis with me and run a camera? And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I just sold the bike. And but the benefit of it was getting to see Sturgis, through the lens and being able to capture some really great material, some great content, not only for Kel Tec, but the stuff that we picked up on Gunfest in general was amazing. The interviews that Rick did with the promoters of Gunfest and everybody involved, I think that it's going to be some great stuff to put out for everybody to check out. And I enjoyed the brotherhood, the bonding. I haven't really done a whole lot of that in a few years, where I just hung out with some dudes and did dude stuff.
We did do dude stuff. There's no doubt about it. Chad, what about you?
So I definitely took a lot of mental notes on what I want to do differently next year, if we do it next year. But all in all, I think everything that you guys said is very accurate. I really like the bonding. And one thing that I noticed is I brought Lucky up there because I wanted to expose him to his crowd. Like his artwork is perfect for that, for that venue. And he'd never been there before, never been to Sturgis.
Never been to Sturgis.
Never been to
Sturgis.
Never been to
Alaska. Disney World.
You cut out.
Never been
Oh.
to.
Lucky never been to.
He'd never been to Sturgis.
Oh.
So, he doesn't have a car, so he rides his motorcycle to sell his art. One thing I just thought was really cool was everybody else, besides me, was very supportive of him, like trying to do really well there, and get his artwork done. So I mean, that showed a lot of support for him. I thought that was really cool. The whole trip in general, even the breakdown, those are the things that make memories, and at that point we got to get the bikes off the trailer and go ride out and see, small town and experience just the middle of nowhere, which is kind of the whole point riding a motorcycle. So just lots of memories, and I'm sure that those things will kind of flood back the more time goes on and we think about it and review all the pictures and see the footage that Gabe and Rick got.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they put together. It's going to be cool.
So for next year, I think one thing that I'm going to now require is that everybody that goes to Sturgis actually has either rented a motorcycle or has one to bring, because He really
wants to ride someone else's bike.
I
Really don't like your bike.
A cool tricycle.
Really
likes.
Really.
Wants it out of the closet.
I don't think he's paused there. I don't think he's interested. I think that's really him thinking of what he's going to say next.
I really. What is he?
So Chad's lost connection. He's not coming back. There he is.
Am I back?
I really.
There you
We
go.
know you really something.
Really.
So yeah, I really think that riding together takes that bond to the next level, especially when you get up in through the mountains and get to really experience Sturgis for what it really is, up in the Black Hills and all of his rides. So motorcycles are required for everyone next year.
Did y'all not
There you
do needles?
No.
We didn't get to do any of that
man.
stuff. I know. So I definitely want to make sure that, yeah. And since Gunfest is now an established thing and we are able to better handle it next year, we'll be more prepared for that. I'd like to plan for Gunfest to do better there, and then also stay longer so that we can actually enjoy the rally itself and all that. And so it's not just all work. We also get some time together. So if we're going to travel 2,000 miles, we might as well, take advantage of that and get some good time in.
Yeah, I agree. So my take on it, first time I've ever been to Sturgis. I'd actually heard of Sturgis before, Ty. First time I'd ever been, and it was. So again, the way that you perceive Sturgis is this big biker, booby fest, drinking drunks, everywhere, kind of stigma. That's kind of what I was expecting, and that is completely not what it was about, especially with the area that we were. And I'm sure it's there if you want that. I'm sure that's out there. But I was very impressed again with that amount of people in that small of an area that got along. And I'm not just talking about us, you know, and our diverse group, but just all of the bikers and all the people, because you had doctors and lawyers and you had ditch diggers and you had actual real biker gang people there that coexisted. And what are you shaking your head? No,
They're not gangs. They're clubs.
Clubs. Okay.
Yeah,
Biker gang clubs.
No. They're not criminal organizations. They're motorcycle clubs of enthusiasts.
And I'll bet there was probably some criminal organizations that were there too, but they all coexisted and got along. Is my point.
I still have my Hell's Angel T-shirt from when we went, and we walked in this little store, and I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, "Oh, what are y'all raising money for? Oh, kids and this, and then I get it, and then the guys are telling me, "Oh yeah, you bought a shirt at the Hell's Angel shirt. You don't ever need to wear that anywhere."
The only criminals that were there were the people that were selling those eggs and potato burrito plates.
For
Those were the real
$12.
Agreed.
Hey, Marty,
Prices
to your
are
point,
ridiculous.
To your point, I would try to get up each day. I had a little 7-mile course that I would walk, you know, just to get up and do something. I would get up and walk each day. And I remember a couple of those days was like 104, you know, it was hotter than crap.
Yeah,
And
in the morning time is already that hot. Yeah.
I would be out on the road, and I cannot tell you how many people would stop and say, hey, do you need a ride? And I go like, no, this is intentional. I'm out on a walk. And then they would look at you like you were stupid, which probably was. But no, everybody was like, people would stop just to make sure that I didn't need a lift, you know, when I was out on the road walking. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I didn't see any fights. Saw one accident, and I don't know what caused that. So, but just the amount of people in that one small area, and for there to be as little chaos as what appeared to be to me.
Are you
so
talking about?
It was very impressive.
Gabe's accident? I think that was just gluten.
Oh, what now?
Blew his pants out.
To put in perspective, for people that don't really know what Sturgis is, about 500,000 people go on a normal year, and on an anniversary year, it's about a million plus. And just at our campsite alone, there's I think 60 to 80,000 people that camp there. So if you can imagine that many people gathered together, and you're not seeing, it's also basically the safest place you can be in the country during that time. It speaks volumes to the type of people that are there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the again, like Gabe was saying, I mean, you get there, I mean, expect to pay some high prices for stuff because it ain't cheap up there. But
I think the real hero.
But that's the only time they make their money during the year. Because if you go any other time, it's just, you know, it's just kind of tourists driving through to go see Mount Rushmore or, you know, something like that. And I highly encourage that if you don't ride a bike and you want to go up there, don't go during Sturgis. Go some other time of the year. You're just going to be interfering with the bikers' love and enjoyment of the area that time of year. Unless you're with a film crew and you're filming, you know. So.
Yeah.
But that's my 2 cents on it. I would love to go back, and I would love to ride a bike next time I go. That would be good. I didn't set up the podcast. I didn't do any interviews from there. It wasn't very conducive for that, but I probably could have. I probably still could have set up and recorded and done some stuff because it wasn't that loud.
You definitely should next year.
Yeah.
At least at Gunfest. Yeah, at least at the Gunfest.
Yeah, so, you know, that could be a possibility. But, yeah, definitely would love to go back to Sturgis and see some of the other things that you guys kept talking about that we didn't have the opportunity to go. And the Full Throttle area seems, you know, we spent maybe 3 hours there. And, again, that crowd just seemed more like you could mesh with and talk to, because we just walked up to this table of people. It was like, and there were some empty seats. And Gabe and I just walked up to this lady. We're like, hey, you know, you mind if we sit down with you? We've got a group of guys, and do you have anybody else joining? And she's like, yeah, actually, I've got, you know, my family that's coming, but y'all are welcome to come sit with us. And we met a whole nother group of people that we wouldn't normally have gotten to meet, and they were really cool.
Dude, I was wearing this shirt.
Good Times Motorcycle, yeah.
Yeah, and she goes, hey, are you from Hayes, Kansas? And I was like, no, but I rode through there last year on my ride to California and back from Nashville. And she was like, well, we're from Hayes, Kansas. You know, and so this whole time
I forgot about that.
From this little bitty town in Kansas. That's kind of what's unique about Sturgis is you got people coming from everywhere, and they're all there for a commonality. So it's like, you know, you're in good company for the most part. You know, the people that you run into, they're there because you're all there for the same reason, the love of motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the love, or just, you know, a lot of patriotic people there. Patriotism, you know, overflowed, and I really like that.
Like Ty, the love of men on motorcycles. You know, that's why you're there.
So the love of a real manly bike. Yeah.
So much.
I can't tell you how many times he said, "Hey, you ride my bike and let me ride with you."
So I'm gonna outgrow it this year, and then I'm gonna give it to Marty for next year for him to ride a bike.
Yeah.
You're gonna donate that one to me?
Yeah.
Just give it to me a few days ahead of time so I can throw my Marvel stuff on it.
A Marvel Sportster, that'll do it.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Put skulls on it.
So that's all I've got for our Sturgis trip. You guys got anything else to add? Anything else you want to add to it? I'd really appreciate Kel Tec and Chad inviting me along for the ride. It was a great experience, one I'll never forget. We got to know Ty on this trip. Got to know Gabe and Rick and, you know, Lucky. Well, what an awesome dude Lucky is. I mean, just the way his mind works is deserves study. He should be studied. He's a unique individual. I like him. Anybody else got anything last to add? Is it Zeke?
NGS.edu.
That'll be $1,200.
You can bill me.
I'll bill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how that works. So, but Leadheads, listen to the show, listen to the AK Corner. We're giving away that BFT 47 from Century Arms. You have until September 10th to get your entries in to win a Century Arms BFT 47, their AK-47 rifle, 100% made in the USA. And I want to see your post on Instagram. So go listen to the AK Corner to find out what you got to do to enter that. I'm not going to tell you here. I've said it on the past 5-6 episodes. So if you're not in tune, you just snooze, you lose, I guess.
Yeah. I would say, Marty, is to maybe if you want, give out these guys Instagrams, and so people can find that other content. Because we've all got stuff from you that we're posting. From
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so give the Trinity Film sites.
Well, so on this one, I worked for Rick at American Zealot Productions. You can find him on Instagram, American Zealot Productions. Most of the content that I got, I'll go through there. And then you've got, you know, Chad from Kel Tec, and Ty. Ty doesn't do social media, except for
Grinder.
He's on
and porn.
Fans Only or Only Fans, something like that. You can go see his content.
Yeah. And then I'm at Trinity Productions or Trinity Films, Tennessee. We've got some cool stuff coming up too. But if you want to,
where are you guys going to post the Kel Tec stuff that you put together? Is that going to go on Kel Tec site and they're going to post it, or?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll put it on Kel Tec Chad and Kel Tec Weapons, and then we'll probably do if Rick puts together a neat promotional video or something like that for Gunfest, we'll also have it on our website and just about everywhere. YouTube, yeah.
Okay. We'll be doing that. We'll be doing both of them. So.
Very good. Very good. And Zeke.
Yeah. Do you not hear
It's
me?
like the old days.
Give your info.
Oh, my info, Zeke_Stout on Instagram and everything else. And then MGS is Modern Gun School on social media.
On social media. So go check out the Squatch, and we'll have him on again soon too. Loving the hair.
Thank you. Getting back to the old Talking Lead days.
I'm growing mine out again too. But lots of good stuff coming up on the podcast. I got some catching up to do since I was gone for 2 weeks. So I owe you guys some show and some content, and it's coming. I got it lined up, so never fear. But until then, if you've got questions, you got comments, you got jackwagon submissions, Leadhead Brigade Heroes, talkingled@gmail.com, and I'll be looking for your messages, Leadheads. Until then, as always, keep your loved ones close.
Your firearms closer.